I'm such a snake.
When we started the veggie gardens at the front here, we had nutgrass problem. Nutgrass is a weed here in Australia, and you don't even know that you've got it really until you start irrigating, and then it just comes up when you've got that many plants in the ground and you're irrigating them, obviously, because you know vegetables need water, the nutgrass just went nuts, no pun intended. They ended up getting all these water troughs here. These are just recycled water troughs, and I've knocked some holes in the base of them all to let the water come out, because water troughs are meant to hold water. And this one held it too bloody well, and it was every time I would put the irrigation onto the vegetable gardens, this thing would flood. You can still see it's pretty wet with water. I had to drill some holes in here and on the other side as well, and all this mud and stuff here has come out of that hole, so it's like a drainage hole now. She just sent me a message. She's milking the goats right now, and she just sent me a message with a photo, and I think you're going to want to see it. It's one of the things about living where we do. Our dairy is a pit there. It's a swing over dairy. We only use one side of it, but there's a pit, and in the pit, I think she may have found a brown snake. Those things will do damage. I'm not sure how big it is. The photo's a little bit deceptive. We'll have a look. Where is it?
I'm such a snake.
So I've got a few things going on here. You've got potatoes in these two here, because just about 12 months ago, you couldn't even buy potatoes. There were just none. You couldn't buy chips in the supermarket. You couldn't buy potatoes. In fact, just 12 months ago, a head of lettuce was like $15 or something. It was bloody ridiculous. And that led me down the path of making our own veggie gardens. In fact, we've done a lot on the farm here to try and make ourselves a little bit more self-sufficient. Not 100% by any means, but certainly a lot more than what we were. Those girls give us eggs. We've got sheep out there that's going to be giving us meat soon enough. And we've got the vegetable gardens here. It's not just vegetables, we've got a few berries going on here. Let me just show you what we've got going on. So over here is a heap of tomato seedlings, and I preserve a lot of tomatoes. So in tomato sauce, relishes, chutneys, pasta sauce, all that sort of stuff. So there's a dozen tomato plants down there. There's 3 more there. There's another one over here. And out the back on the farm, out next to the greenhouse, I've got area there to put another 10 or so. In here, we've got different berries. We've got blackberries, 3 blackberry bushes, 2 strawberry bushes. And over here, this here is blueberries. And we had a problem with the blueberries because the blueberries, I don't know if you know, blueberries have got to have a highly acidic soil, and not too many plants like a highly acidic soil. So I've had to put some sulfur into that dirt there to get the pH where it needs to be. So I can't really plant anything else in there. What else we've got in here? We've got some garlic. I haven't grown garlic before, so hopefully that goes all right. There's some onions in here, some jalapenos, potatoes. What else we got around here? These are different berries as well. These are Logan berries and boysenberries in here. Got some snow peas over here. I really need to weed that garden because that's just full of weeds, but it's also full of snow peas. And that's a fair bit, but it's not everything that we use. Over here is a fresh garden bed. So I tilled up all this dirt and got it ready for planting, and then the nutgrass problem started. So what I've done, this is all just straw mulch, recycled from one of my neighbour's farms. So this was all used to raise calves on, and I've put black plastic underneath it. The black plastic will help, well, it will stop the nutgrass. So what I need to do in this area here is put these seedlings here, and I've got cucumber, zucchini, another tomato plant, some squash, all things that we eat fresh through that season, but also stuff that I preserve in different pickles and things like that. Right now you're probably thinking, why the hell does he have all this mulch sitting on top of the black plastic? This mulch is not going to serve any purpose here for the soil. The soil under here is actually quite good. The plastic is to stop the nutgrass, as I mentioned before. It gets incredibly hot here through the summer, incredibly hot, and black plastic exposed is just going to cook the ground, cook the roots, kill the plant, no good for anyone. So putting the mulch on top of the black plastic, it won't actually get to the dirt, but it will keep the black plastic cool. So I've got that all split out, and I've just put the irrigation in, but I thought I'd just show you something real quick here. So these are all the irrigation joiners. I'm using 19 mil here, and this is 13 mil drip line. That'll go down the line of each of the beds, and I use the same stuff for all of the garden beds. I've got taps on each outlet and a main tap just there. There's another main tap just there, and that goes over to where all the water troughs are. So some plants like tomatoes, I don't want to overwater them because it'll just split the fruit. So in the really hot days of summer, I can actually turn that off and just keep this one going for the daily or every other day irrigation. But what I wanted to show you is the lines coming through here, the drip line's going this way, and I've got room over here for expansion before I get to the chooks. So this end here, I'm just going to put this plug on the end so that later on, when I want to, I can expand this bed further. And that, I think, is a key to doing this sort of veggie garden in your backyard. You don't know how big you're going to get, so I would say start small and plan for expansion down the track. What I'm planting here today is zucchini, squash, cucumber, another tomato plant like I mentioned before. So now I'll look at the spacing of what I've got to go on here. So down this length here, it's about 5 meters long. Zucchini needs about 75 centimeters between each plant. So the first run over here, that will be this one here. This will be all zucchini. This one will be the squash, and this one here will be the cucumber. Now over here, I've put another little drip line just there, and that will be for that one tomato plant. But I've still got one punnet still here, and that's of the butternut pumpkin. And what I'm going to do with that, because it really, really likes the sun, at the end of my other tomato rows over here, I've still got a little bit of space here at the end. So what I'm going to do, see the irrigation comes out here, and you may be able to see it's a bit wet just there. And it'll be the same right here. So I'm going to plant the pumpkins right here and just train them so they come over this way here and just fill up this whole area right there. We are done. We've got everything in. Irrigation's connected up. This side's turned off. This side's turned on. And you can see it's pretty well all covered up now. You can see the rough lines. You can see the plants. They'll grow bigger, obviously. That's the whole point. The drip irrigation's running in right now, just in time for it to start raining, which it has. You can't bloody win. But I've got that irrigation going now. Give it a few months. I think the zucchini and cucumbers and stuff, they'll be ready to go in like 90 days. So around about Christmas time, once it gets really hot, most of this garden will get like, just start going crazy, blooming with fruit, vegetables, all around the same time, around the hottest parts of summer. So that's something to look forward to. All right, guys, catch you later.